why is it you have multiple policies, or why do people have multiple policies, and can I run out of doing policies?
Yeah. Well, no, great question. And yeah, I get asked that a lot. Like how come not one policy? Why more? Like I said, I have 19 and I'll have 21 before the end of the year. I have a colleague that has 107. I don't know of anybody that has more than 107, but there's people. I mean, okay, so even Nelson Nash, the guy that wrote the book, Becoming Your Own Banker, okay, R. Nelson Nash. All right. So anyway, before he passed, which was in March of 2019, he passed at age 87 years old. He had, I think, like 47, I think it was 40 something policies, if I remember right. Um, so the reason you have more than one policy is because each policy is a contract. So now, okay, so remember, John, whenever you start with a policy, you decide the amount of premium dollars that you want to put into it. It's up to you the amount you want to put in. Now, I've got people that put in $200 a month, and I got people that put in $3 million a year. So you pick a number in between there, whatever works for you. And the way you can pay your policy, you can pay it monthly, quarterly, twice a year, annually. You can always change the mode. You can always reduce it by at least 60% of how you're paying it. So the mode can change, the amount can change. But let's say you start a policy, and we'll just use an example. And let's say you start this policy for $1,000 a month. Now, the thing you're doing is you're putting in $1,000 a month and you're trucking down the road and you're like, man, this is working very good. It's working as good or even better than Brent talked about it working. And now I want to put in 2,000 a month instead of one. Well, the problem is, and again, it's not a problem. Most likely you can now put in 2,000 a month. However, you're not going to be able to put it in that same policy. You're going to have to go get another policy. Kind of think of it as a branch office at a bank, right? I mean, like the bank that you do business with, is there one branch or are there multiple branches? That's right. There's multiple branches, so you can have multiple policies. And the reason you have to add additional policies is because each policy is a contract. So when you told the insurance company back when you started that policy that you want to do $1,000 a month, well, the insurance company approved you for that amount because that $1,000 a month is going to buy you X amount of death benefit based on your age and your health and the premium, in that case, $1,000 a month that you're putting in. Now, if you want to put in $2,000 a month, you can't put it into that policy or it will overfill it. You can't overfill the policy or it'll become this thing called a MEC, MEC. It stands for Modified Endowment Contract. Now, in this book, Becoming Your Own Banker, Nelson Nash goes into great detail about the MEC on page number 38. So the MEC, it comes into play. It actually came into play, I believe, in June of 1988. Our good old government put it into place. And it says if your policy becomes a MEC, it's no longer treated as an insurance contract. It's treated as an investment and it's subject to taxation. Well, we don't want that. So when we design your policy, we snuggle it right up against the MEC line without going over. So now when you want to put in more premium, we add more policies because you cannot overfill the policy that you have. Think of it this way. There's no way you can ever get 12 ounces of water in a 10-ounce glass. No matter how hard you try, it will not hold it. So now we go out and get another glass, or i.e. another policy.
Gotcha. And so, so you're adding policies. It's a fixed amount that you're putting in every year, and every year your value goes up. So you're able to take more immediate cash every single year, and you just keep repeating the policy.